Good afternoon, Fin fans, and welcome back to another episode of AT Fins News. Football is back, ladies and gentlemen. One more night of sleep, and we're going to have football on for the rest of this year. It doesn't get much better than this in this time of season with all the sports revving up as far as the MLB starting playoffs soon. NFL's getting going, then NBA is going to follow suit a little later. So it's the best time of the year in my opinion, guys. And in this episode, we're actually going to be talking about our upcoming matchup against the New England Patriots for week 1 of this season. I believe it's a must win. So without further ado, let's just get right into it, shall we? So the first thing I'm going to talk about on this game, if you just look at the depth charts on both sides of the ball for both teams, we clearly have a talent advantage. Our offense is far more explosive than their offense is going to be. Well, it should be, in my opinion, at least. With you got Tyreek Hill, one of the, if not the fastest, one of the fastest players in the league, one of the most explosive players in the league. You got Jalen Waddle, second year. We're expecting huge things out of him, especially now that he has a guy like Tyreek Hill on the other side of him. It's going to open a lot of crossing routes for him to exploit the New England DBs. And one thing I will mention about this game too, New England Patriots, their weakness on the defensive side of the ball is their DBs. So I expect Mike McDaniel to fully take advantage of this mismatch because this is one of the weakest DB units he's going to face all year. So I know we're going up against a great coach in Bill Belichick. We all understand that. We all know he has a great game plan, and he actually really shuts down West Coast based offenses. If you even look back at the Kansas City Chiefs, he actually held them, I believe, to 0 points in that AFC Championship game when they actually beat the Chiefs and went on to the Super Bowl. Even when you see them play the 49ers, they kind of clamp down on that type of offensive game plan. So that is one thing that is worrisome to me. But I just feel, even though Bill Belichick is so good with coaching the DBs and that's like what he takes really pride in and at his job for the most part is on the defensive side of the ball and the DBs. He just doesn't have the talent to match up with our talent on the outside. There's no way. We have too much speed, too many explosive guys. If you take Tyreek Hill out, which I believe personally Bill Belichick is going to try to do just like he did when he was on the Chiefs, we still got Jalen Waddle. You're not going to be able to double team both of them. Then even if you kind of slow down Jalen Waddle, or if he has, he has that little injury that he's been dealing with all off season, and he can't perform to his abilities, we still got Cedric Wilson. I mean, we still got Ezra Kama. He made a name for himself in the preseason, and I expect big things from him this year, maybe later on in the year. But how physical he is, how he can catch the ball at the highest point, how he attacks the football, I believe he's going to be a playmaker for the Miami Dolphins for a long time. So I just think we have too many weapons on the offensive side of the ball, and we haven't even talked about our defense. What I will say about this defense, I know a lot of people are really scared because Byron Jones isn't there, and I get that completely. We all don't want Igbenogany out there. I get it. I'm scared too about that, but I don't really think he's gonna be starting. I think all signs point for Cross to be starting opposite of Xavier Howard, which thankfully that's the case, because I just don't. I mean, I think I've seen enough from Igbenogany. I mean, maybe he can improve, but I don't even think I don't even think for him it is a talent issue. I think he's so in his head now after so many times being beat by different receivers, being toasted in practice, going to the preseason, getting toasted by the Eagles' 4th, 5th receivers. I think he just mentally checked out. He can't get back into it because he's coming from college. He was one of the most athletic guys coming out of college. I mean, I remember watching him at Auburn, and I was kind of like, dang, I was kind of shocked that we picked a cornerback in the first round that year, but I was like, we got a good player there, and it just hasn't transitioned to the NFL for whatever reason. And I think the only way he's going to be able to get back to his old form is he's going to have to get over that mental block and not worry about getting beat. But he's been beat so many times. I think he's over pressing because he knows he only has so many opportunities before he's not going to be in this league anymore. So I really think that's the pressure he's feeling, and he just can't get over that hump. So as long as Cross is starting and Igbenogany, if he does play, I'm not gonna hate on the guy. Hopefully, he can make some plays to build some confidence. So maybe things will turn around for him, because as of right now, I mean, nothing's looking good as far as his play on the field or just looking at him. Even if you looked at him in the Eagles preseason game when he would get beat by these receivers on like 3rd and 14, he was just so, like, you can see his head was down. He wasn't into it, and that just I feel for the guy. So hopefully he can turn it around, man. And if he is asked to come in and make some plays, hopefully he can just do his job to his best ability and pretty much not just blow the game. Or I'm just hoping for the best for the guy. I'm not trying to bash any player on the Dolphins. I'll support any player until they're not on this team anymore. But I mean, hopefully he can figure it out, man. Especially if we're gonna need him for these first 4 games is going to be crucial for us. We can't get off to a slow start with the AFC being so loaded, like we've talked about all off season. So, man, hopefully he can just get out there and help us out, help the team win in any way, shape, or form. Because at the end of the day, all we want is a W, baby. Real quick, let's shift back over to the New England Patriots defense, because we did talk about how their corners are their weakness. The scary part for the Miami Dolphins offense, in my opinion, because we really haven't seen our line on offense gel, is their front seven is one of the best front sevens in all of football. They can control the running game where no one can run on them. You got Deatrice Wise Jr. that makes plays all the time, it seems like, against us. You got Devon Gottschalk, ex-Miami Dolphin, that, I was sad to see him go, but I understood the move because we had Christian Wilkins, Zach we had Lawrence. So we just had to get rid of him because we weren't going to pay him. But the New England Patriots paid him, and he's balled out there ever since he's been there. So, then you got Lawrence Guy, Matthew Judon always makes plays against us, So we got they have weapons on the front seven that we're gonna have to handle that pressure to give Tua some time to throw the ball, because the one thing we don't want to see is these guys all in Tua's face and Tua getting flustered in the pocket and taking big shots, because at the end of the day, we need our quarterback to stay healthy this whole season, so you can get a full evaluation, and at the end of the year they can make a determination on him. I would hate to see him get injured at any part in this season, because it's gonna hurt his evaluation process. And as a Miami Dolphin fan, that's something that we don't have time for. We don't have time to sit around 6, 7, 8 years to finally decide, oh, he's not the guy, right? So I just hope he has a healthy year, man, too. I know he's going to improve from last year. You've seen it in some of his off-season workouts. You've seen it in preseason against the Eagles. Mind you, I know it was against the 4th, 5th stringers, but he's still making some improvements. We want to see him take that next step, especially with the talent around him, guys. We got Tyreek, like I said, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, Cedric Wilson, Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert. We got a new line. Connor Williams, even though that's the one downside. I don't like that he's starting at center. He's had experience playing center for the Cowboys, but it was only like in preseason as a project. He's never had a live game action at center. This will be his first start. I wish we would move him to guard, because we know he's a great guard. And even if we had to put Dieter at center, something. I was hoping we went out and either traded for a center or got a good veteran center, but it's not going to happen. We're going to ride with our guys. Hopefully, Teron Armstead, I know he's one of the best tackles in this league. I'm hoping he can stay healthy for the season. I know he hasn't had a healthy season his whole career, but hey, you never know. He can, as long as we have him for 13 games this year, and then if we make the playoffs, or when we make the playoffs, he's healthy in the playoffs. That's all we can ask for, really, from him. But with all this new weaponry that Tua has, I expect big things from him. Like I said, I believe this offense can be a high-powered offense. I think at the beginning of the year we will have bumps in the road, because everything's not going to be peaches and rainbows, guys, with a new head coach. first head coaching job he's had in the NFL. He's never truly called plays in the NFL, and he's going to be a head coach and a play caller. So I'm just interested to see Mike McDaniel's adjustments whenever the other coach is shutting down what he wants to do, seeing how he can counteract that. There's just a lot of storylines for the Miami Dolphins that we should all, as a fan base, be super excited about. They're probably one of the most intriguing teams in the NFL this year. Our defense is shaping up to be a beast, especially like our front seven. I know we probably don't match up with the Patriots right now until we prove it, but if you look at our depth chart for our front seven, I mean, Christian Wilkins, you got Seiler, you got Agba, you got Jalen Phillips coming on, could be a next superstar. You got Raekwon Davis. The list just goes on and on. We have depth after depth, so we're not going to have to play these guys 70 plus 60 plus plays in a game. They're going to be able to rotate. They can stay fresh. Just watching them in the preseason and watching them at even on the off-season camp, just seeing how dominant they could be, and how in the past teams used to be able to run against us, and that's something that I think the New England Patriots at first are going to try to take advantage of, because they're going to want to run the ball, being able to set up play action with Mac Jones, but our front seven is not going to let the New England Patriots run the ball. The only way teams are going to be able to run the ball on the Dolphins, in my opinion, is if they use like an outside zone run, because that's where our linebackers come into play, having to scrape the field, and I believe personally that's our weakest position on this entire roster is the linebacker position. But the running backs that the New England Patriots have, like Damian Harris, they're not outside runners. They're more straight line runners. Madre Stevenson, they're not. They don't get sideline to sideline. They're straight downhill runners, and that's going to play into our defense. That's why I believe our defense is going to shut the New England Patriots down. It's going to be hard for them to score. I believe at the beginning of the game for us, there's going to be some players like Tua. There's going to be nerves setting in. We might start off a little slow, maybe score a touchdown in the first quarter. But I think at the end of the day, our team will just show their dominance against the Patriots. I mean, we've beat them the last 4 times in a row. I don't expect this week to change, especially like I said when we started this video. I believe, even though it's only week 1 and it's crazy to think, this is a must-win game for the Miami Dolphins, just based on how the AFC is looking, how strong they look. We cannot start the season 0-1 and then have to play the Ravens, have to play the Bills, have to play the Bengals. I mean, before you know it, you could be 0-4 if you lose this game. So there's no way, in my eyes, that the Miami Dolphins can afford to lose this game or will lose this game. I think Mike McDaniel is going to have the players fired up. I think the players are going to be fired up. I mean, it's week 1. We're all fired up. We're ready for it. You can only imagine how they feel. They're ready to hit another team instead of hitting each other in practice for all these weeks. So I think they're ready. I think they're going to come out firing on all cylinders. Like I said, maybe start off a little slow, but at the end, we're just going to show our dominance and will against this team, because I just don't see or foreshadow. I don't see at all how the New England Patriots offense is going to be able to put up enough points against our defense to beat us. I mean, I think our offense is going to put up more than enough points. But at the end of the day, our offensive game plan, we're going to have to, I know Mike McDaniel, he's going to want to try to run the ball. But like I said, this front seven for the New England Patriots, I think that's their strongest unit on the whole roster. Their strongest unit is the front seven. So I think, and with their DBs being so weak, I think their best bet is to just air it out with Tua, build Tua's confidence. I mean, show him that you believe in him like you say you do, and let him throw the ball 30 times a game, or 30 times this game. I mean, I know some games they're going to want to maybe limit it to about 25, but not in this game. I think this game Tua is going to be, he better get ready for like a 30-35 yard passing attempts, because I just think we might not have to have any success running the ball unless we do like jet sweeps or try to get on the edge. But we're not going to be able to run through the tackles against this team. So let's pass the ball, get our playmakers the ball in space like a Tyreek Hill, a Jalen Waddle, maybe Mike Gesicki down the seam for a couple nice gains, Cedric Wilson on crossing routes. I would love to see Ezekama in this game, to see him in real NFL Week 1 action instead of the preseason. But, I mean, you might see him out there a few snaps, but I'm sure if he's out there, he's going to make plays because that's all he's done all preseason and all training camp. So I'm really excited about his play moving forward. But at the end of the day, guys, my prediction for this game, I think Miami is going to come out on top. I think they're going to win this game 28-14, and 14 points in the NFL. I mean, that's a blowout in my opinion. I mean, that's a really good win for the Miami Dolphins if we can beat this New England Patriots team by 14. But at the end of the day, a win's a win, guys. So I just think we're gonna beat them by double digits. I know the Vegas has us at only like 2.5 point favorites, but I mean, it's Vegas. They're just trying to keep the number low. But I think we beat them by 14. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know what your score prediction is gonna be. And another thing, guys, I just want to say again, thank you for supporting this channel. We're slowly picking up the subscribers, and I truly thank each and every one of you all for helping this channel grow organically. And if you're new to this channel, just giving you a little like schedule for my shows. It's going to be Wednesdays. We're going to do like a preview matchup for the games, and then on Mondays after the game on Sunday, we're going to be having a reaction to how we did, what we did well, what we did bad, and that's going to be, so we're going to do 2 videos twice a week. As for now, at least, we might pick it up, rev it up at the midway point of the season. But as of right now, we'll be doing 2 videos a week. So every Wednesday, every Monday. And if you're new to the channel, and if you can please just hit that subscribe button so we can keep growing slowly but surely, I would greatly appreciate it. Other than that, guys, fins up all day. I'm super excited for this Sunday. I hope you guys are too. And I'll see you guys on Monday with that big dub that we put up on the New England Patriots. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.